All systems operating. All systems operating. All systems up. All systems up. All systems.
So be it.
All systems.
So be it. So be it.
All systems operating.
So be it.
All systems operating.
Savage life forms never follow even their own rules. Savage life forms never follow even their own rules.
It's kind of harsh.
Yeah.
Savage life forms. Come on, buddy. Hey, welcome to Trek in the Valley, non-encyclopedic Star Trek Next Generation podcast. I'm Adam Ordall Cornell, and I'm here with...
Hey, everybody, it's Al Hirt. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt. Well, yeah, what is up, man? How you been? What's going on?
Good. Just, I don't know, just been chilling, really.
Did you go?
Nothing too crazy.
You went to San Diego, was it last weekend?
Oh, yeah, I did.
How was that?
It was nice, just hanging out.
How's the drive down there on Friday?
I actually took the train.
Oh, you took a train? How long did that take?
It was the same. 2 hours.
2 hours. So then you parked. Did you just take a lift to the train? This is fascinating podcasting. Did you take a lift or did you drive? How do you do that? Did you park near the thing?
Oh, yeah. I took a little scooter to the station.
You took a scooter
to the train, and then I figured out a way back and all that.
Man.
But I don't know. I figured I was like, it's 2 hours driving, 2 hours by train. Do I want to take a nap or do I not want to take a nap?
I can't believe you rode one of those scooters, man. So the scooters, they were huge when I first moved here. And I saw one recently and I was like, I should just I was on my walk and I was like, I should just get on that scooter and scoot around for a little while. I'll die immediately.
Yeah,
they're
when crazy. They're fun though. They're so fun.
Like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, when he would try to learn how to ride the bike, he was always afraid of learning how to ride his bicycle and it would attack him and shit. And that's how I feel like. I feel like I would get on one of those scooters and just immediately flip over upside down.
Going 25.
Yeah. Or I would get hit by a food truck or something. Just pasted.
That's what I've learned too. When
Absolute
you're riding on
pasting.
When you're riding on the road, and there's no bike lane, and you're just inching off to the right. I'm just like, don't look back. Just don't look back. Just keep looking forward.
Just ride with confidence.
Yeah,
everybody's fine. They all see
They're
you.
Just gonna go around you.
You have to assume that they see you. I mean, if you weren't to assume that, you would just be risking your life.
You would just be looking over your shoulder every second.
How much does it cost to rent a little scooty?
It was from the distance I was going from my apartment to the place, maybe $10.
So, and that's less than a lift?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, good. You heard it here, folks. Scooty is less than a lift.
Yeah. Your life is a little more endangered, but...
You see anything cool other than this episode of Star Trek and what you're going to recommend for us later last week?
Not really. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Had a pretty chill past week.
Yeah, I'll talk about mine in the recommendation. But yeah, shit is fine. Yeah. Shit is fine. My chest still hurts. I'm going to have to go back to the doctor and be like, motherfucker, you said 8 weeks.
Yeah.
You said 8 weeks. And it feels like week 4 right now. What the fuck, dude? And so we'll figure that out. But it just feels like it just feels like my shit is fucked up at all times. It feels like my heart is too big and it just feels like my everything is swollen inside my chest. It sucks.
Jeez.
But enough of that bullshit. I've been crying about that for 7 weeks. And I got some other stuff that I'm excited about possibly coming up that I'll talk about in future episodes. A little tease there. And let's just get right into the first segment of the day.
Okay.
What does Al remember? This week, for What Does Al Remember, we're going to talk about an absolute banger of an episode. And we're going to find out what my co-host, Mr. Al Hirt, remembers about Star Trek: The Original Series. Season 2, Episode 4, Who Mourns for Adonis?
Oh, yeah. Hey. There's really good visual effects. They get to some planet, and then there's a huge green hand that comes out of nowhere. And then it's a god, but it's a Greek god, and he kind of palms the Enterprise, and then Kirk and a couple of people beam down. They talk to them, or they talk to the one guy, and turns out he's Adonis. And then turns out all the Greek gods like left the Earth for some reason.
Actually, he's Apollo.
He's Apollo, that's right, not Adonis. Gosh, yeah, that's why it was like so confusing. So he's Apollo, god of the sun, and then he like
I love how you threw that in there. You threw that in there like you didn't remember that it was Apollo, but you're like, now that you know it's Apollo, you know some shit about Apollo.
Yeah,
he's the god of the sun. If there's one thing I know. Soul, S-O-L, you know. All right, continue.
And so then he ends up taking one of the ladies of the crew, and he's like, "You're so beautiful," and da 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 da. And I guess the whole shtick for gods living is that people have to continually believe in them. And then, like, once the Greek gods went to this random planet that the Enterprise is at now, they all started to die and, like, fade away.
People don't believe in us anymore.
And so it was really strange, and they were trying to figure out... meanwhile, the Kirk and the gang are trying to figure out the source and of their power, of the Apollo's power. And then at some point, Apollo's like threatening to kill them or something.
Oh,
and then
sure.
The Enterprise like beams the
blast
what's
Apollo's temple.
It's like it's a temple. Yeah, it's Apollo's temple. And then they basically go, "Fuck you." And
what a great shot too. Like not hit the aim, but what a good what a good bit of TV.
Yeah,
like,
it is cool effect.
Oh wait, nope.
I guess something like that.
Shields fail.
I thought I had a phaser. Yeah.
Anywho, but yeah, and then they leave. I don't know what they gain out of it. It's like
they just know that the gods were real.
Yeah, supposedly, I guess.
They were like aliens that were just traveling the universe. So good job.
The fading part we were really hung up on, though.
How he fades away at the end.
Not only him, but like everybody else, and he was like the last one.
Yeah,
and it's like that's really fucked.
So the other thing about that is one thing you forgot is that in this episode, Scotty's just an absolute fucking creep to that lady, Palamana Manis.
And then the other line too, where Kirk's
Lieutenant
like,
Carolyn Palamas.
And then when Kirk goes, "There's only one God, Jesus Christ."
Yeah, there's only one God, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like you, buddy.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There's only one God, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't wear a toga. Wait, he did probably.
At some point in time, maybe.
So listen, there's only one God, and his name is Jesus H. fucking Christ of Nazareth. You son of a bitch.
We're like, that's the Americana coming in.
Well, hey.
That's
what Al remembers. And now we get to the meat of the episode. And, of course, this week, the meat is Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 20.
Yeah.
Heart of Glory.
This one was very solid. It started off really strange, but it picked up.
I like. We'll get into it. But so it was written by Maurice Hurley, Herbert Wright, and DC Fontana.
Oh, nice.
It was a DC Fontana joint. It was directed by Rob Bowman, who's going to do a lot of fucking great episodes. And this aired on March 21st. Ooh, the autumnal equinox. March 21st, 1988. And the synopsis from Paramount Plus is Lieutenant Worf is torn between his loyalty to the Enterprise and his fierce Klingon heritage when two Klingon fugitives take over the ship. So, spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing.
They do a lot of spoilies in the Paramount Plus synopsises. And this was a big one.
This was exciting too, though.
Not only was that a spoiler, though, but they don't really take over the ship. They don't succeed. They don't even really get close. They just like get killed like idiots.
It's more of like a dramatic character building episode, you know?
Right? Absolutely.
I think that's why everybody really, really likes it.
I don't want to watch Tulsa King Paramount Plus. Okay. Oh, we got screwed. No planet in the opening.
No.
It's
This
just
is
a
all
ship
just-
flying through the space.
Yeah, it's
they're
a
just
space
zipping around
adventure.
out there.
Kind of like a side quest kind of deal.
Oh my God, fucking neutral zone. Whenever they talk about the neutral zone, it's like, shit. So they're cruising somewhere, they're zipping around out there, and then they get a call from Starfleet to investigate possible battle signs near the neutral zone.
Yeah.
They don't know what kind of ship it is. They're like, it might be a Romulan. And immediately, Riker's like, should we separate the saucer and go fuck shit up? And he's like, let's go. Hey, you always want to separate the saucer. That takes a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a whole deal, you know? We got to
It's expensive.
yeah, we're not going to do it again until far later. So fucking chill.
Yeah. Also, it's like, it's probably best to figure out what you're dealing with before just, pulling out all your
Before you sep your saucer.
Your saucer, yeah.
Yeah, before you
sep
don't sep the saucer before you know what the sauce is, you know?
This emergency separations.
And so they get to the place and they detect phaser residue and they're worried that it might be Romulans. And then they get a ship
It's all
coming
broken
in,
up.
a busted up fucking freighter, right?
Yeah.
I love how the freighters look in this. They look like, and it's funny because it'll look more like it, but the ship that they find looks like a ship from the Alien series. It looks like a Weyland-Yutani freighter, and then it's the same when they go inside. So like the design on the outside looks a lot like an alien, like a ship from like the early Aliens movie, Alien and Aliens. But then also once they get inside there, it's like the same vibe. It's a lot of mist, a lot of like what's all this
Broken
mist?
shit, and it's
What-
dark.
What's all this smoke? Like what is going on in here? Like what's all this vapor? Jesus. So they find a couple of life signs located in like main engineering in a closet. And they're gonna go.
There's all this signal interference. So Picard wants to send a team. So he sends Riker, Geordi, and Data.
Old saucer Sep Riker is heading over there. Oh, and they're also doing this weird thing where they and they're gonna explain it more, but they've rigged up a monitor so that they can see what Geordi sees.
Not sure why that matters, but
And like
maybe a camera would be better.
oh, that's what I have in my notes, buddy. They're like, I don't know, maybe a camera. And then, okay, I have to pause this for a second. So they do a dumb thing with Geordi's visor where they can see what he sees, and they're like, it's a jumble of, this is what you look at all this, and we'll get to that.
Terrible.
Terrible. Looks like shit. But
it's a bad weird writing.
But my wife said, I was like, why wouldn't they just have a camera in there? And she goes, well, but this was made in like 1988. Did people anticipate cameras and everything or cameras everywhere? And I was like, that's funny that you would say that. Because we know from watching Star Trek, the original series, that somehow all of this shit is captured on camera.
True.
Because so many times they've been like, we have to review the tape, and it's just the footage from a previous scene.
The tape from
so
our
I was
mission.
like, so actually, it is like they've got a camera and everything.
And especially with the what is it called? The one where the aliens had the zoo of all those different races.
The menagerie.
Yeah, the menagerie, and they had that all filmed.
And Picard is just so blown away by Geordi's vision. And he's just like, this is what you see all the time. I can't make heads or tails of it. And Geordi's like, you just figure it out and just filter out what's not there. And I do like how when you see the crew members in the Geordi vision, we'll call it, it looks like they're different actors. Like they use like special effects actors, like people who worked on the special effects or something, because they don't look. And I just love how he's like, George, like that's not Riker.
No,
that's not. No, I mean we'd have to look at like that doesn't look like Riker. We'd have to look at a behind the scenes thing, and we'll never do that. And he's like, that's Commander Riker. It's just so funny. Can you filter out the extraneous information? And Geordi's like, nah, man, I just do it in my head.
Yeah, it was
and that's
really
definitely
bizarre.
not Data.
No, that definitely doesn't look like him.
And this is funny. Picard goes, there's an aura around Data. And he goes, well, yeah, that's because he's an android. And he goes, you act like I should know this.
Yeah, it's just so like, but you don't. So why are you even asking?
Just listen. It's fine. You say that as if you say that as if you think we all see that. And he goes, don't you? And Riker's like, I hate to break up this touchy-feely fucking,
Riker's
how
like,
does Geordi experience the world? But we're on a Weyland-Yutani freighter that it was off course.
Yeah, and it also just feels like that whole interaction kind of is forced of like, oh, we get more insight about Geordi, and it's like that could have been used in.
Do they
like,
come back to that ever?
No, that's just that
the
one
Klingons
bit.
don't use his visor to do something.
No,
or?
I don't think so. No, not at all.
Wow.
And then like at the kicker too is as soon as they go into the other room in the freight,
it kicks
the freighter,
out.
It kicks
it's
out.
Like, it's too much power.
It's like, we've lost signal. And then Geordi's like, I'm surprised it even lasted this long. And it's like, so why bring it? Why bring it up? Like,
right?
Who cares?
So they're heading into engineering. And one thing, Geordi looks and he sees like there's a spectrograph indicating metal fatigue that only Geordi can see. So
yeah,
you're telling me that
the sheet of metal,
I don't know, man.
like the metal's so thick, and he's
I
like,
thought it was
fracturing.
I thought it was like his brain put that together and like measured it and put a spectrograph in there. Like, because look, there's no spectrograph.
Right.
And he said, I can see it fracturing. And then they lose transmission as they go into engineering, where there are people hiding behind some toxic gases.
Yeah, gosh, and Data's so broken, though. He was just like, hey, let me go first.
Make sure there's
don't
not
use
toxic
phasers.
gases.
Hey, do this. It's like he knows exactly everything to do on the mission. He just knows every single answer.
Well, yeah,
and
Data?
It's so fucking convenient.
Hey, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
gotta,
it's the best.
He's
Why
a
wouldn't
robot.
you bring Data on every away team?
He's
though?
Mr.
Like,
Data. He's a
right?
robot. So
and he goes, wait, open the door. And then like Data like struggles for maybe a second, but that's just because he tries pushing it in.
yeah, and then he's like, oh no, it's
like,
a lift.
whoops.
It's a lifter. If this were the Orville, he would say, Data, can you help me open this jar of pickles? That's what Seth MacFarlane's character says to their strong person that opens all the doors.
Nice.
And then they come into it, and there's people in silhouette. Oh God, it's a Klingon! It's two Klingons that are alive, and one that is half alive on a slab. And
Yeah,
as soon as they
that's
say
so
it's
funny.
Klingons, Worf is like, Klingons? I'm a Klingon.
Yeah.
Is everybody aware of my status as a Klingon? And
so
they won't
awkward.
let Data carry the body. The Klingon's like, I'll carry him.
Riker's like, great, I don't care. We need to leave.
Yeah, they got to get out to where they can beam away. And then they do.
This trick in editing that comes up is really, really clever. I just thought that they were going to be, kind of hardcore and leave us hanging for longer. But Picard goes, Yar, go to the transporter room. I want you on transport duties, like what, to send them back, right? Or to beam them back. She runs, she beams them back, and then like it kind of struggles and hesitates. And then they beam back to the ship, the freighter.
As it's exploding.
Yeah, you hear all this music and all this buildup, and you see all the
They
actors
just
look at the
exploded,
flames.
bro.
Yeah, and the ship
They're
explodes.
dead. They're dead.
And it's all silent.
They're dead. That transporter pad. Oh,
and
what?
then boom, the transporter pad turns back on.
I thought that they just killed Data, Geordi, Riker, and
Yeah,
3
like,
Klingons all
what?
at once. And we never
But it's
talk
like-
about Geordi's visor again in this episode.
No, and Riker, not even one of them is like, hey, what the hell was that, Yar? We were just on the Enterprise.
Well, there was
and
a
then we
lot of
came back and forth."
interference. There was a lot of interference.
Right, of
They
course.
know. They get it. They get
But
it.
still, like, you would have. I feel like if your molecules are getting put back and forth, it would just, freak you out. It was just so, I don't know. Again,
I mean,
it's like
I'm
the
freaked
Geordi
out.
thing. It's like, why put that in there? What are they trying to go for? It felt really dramatic, like a season finale thing,
Well, this is episode 20. They might have thought maybe this is going to be the season finale. We don't know what order they're going to air in or something.
Or just, I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to be more ballsy too.
So motherfucking Dr. Crusher is tending to the wounded Klingon.
Yes.
And we meet Lieutenant Comet and these fucking clowns, dude. Lieutenant,
oh my gosh.
It's Commander Chorus and Lieutenant Kamal. And they are absolute goofballs. I thought they were more famous character actors than they were, but they're not. They're Yvonne Armstrong and a Charles Hyman. I thought one of them was the guy from Office Space, Bill Lundberg.
Oh yeah,
he looks like the guy who plays him. And so they're very confused about Worf being a Klingon and serving on a Federation vessel. And he says the weapons in the fight were Klingon, but the vessel was Ferengi. The Ferengi called for surrender, and I told the captain to agree to all their terms. and we had only one chance, but then they attacked. So basically, they used ancient Mercurolite rockets to kill the Ferengi after tricking them to lower their shiels. So they're murderers, right?
Yes.
So we do
they're
know
just in
that
a
these
battle.
guys are murderers. And they tried because they said, "Hey, beam over a landing party," and then kaplam, plam, plam. And Picard's like, "Well, actually, there's some parts of your story that I'd like to know more about." That we're hungry.
Yeah, we're hungry and tired.
Hey, we're hungry and tired.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I was thinking about the other episodes and what ends up happening with these people. But they always Picard always asks Miss Crusher to do a physical for anybody that gets on the Enterprise after transporting. Anyone new, at least.
Yeah, man.
So it's like they didn't search them or anything, or didn't like. But I don't know. Maybe it was like an intended rescue mission, and so they actually do talk about that too. Right after the Klingons leave.
Yeah.
Riker's like, "Hey, Picard, this is kind of weird.
kinda
I
fucked
mean,
up.
we're just kind of letting them roam around here. Like, should we keep an eye on them?"
Yeah.
And Picard's like, "No, I think Worf has this. If we put the security detail on them now, like
They'll
they'll
freak
know the
out,
jig is
yeah.
up." Yeah.
And
or
so
something.
they don't-
We need to know more information. Basically,
they were on a freighter, a Talarian freighter. Where did that come from? You know?
Yeah.
And
Picard's like, "Look, Worf's with them. Let them bond.
it's gonna take
We'll
them.
see."
It's gonna take them 2 days to get a beam back and forth from Starfleet to get any information they can about these Klingons. And then we see Worf showing them to their guest quarters. And boy, I was like, I bet they're gonna bully Worf, and oh, they do. Boy, they really bully Worf good.
Yeah, seriously, they let him have it. They were like, "How is it how is it being the hunter hanging out with the prey?" And it's like, did they make you more docile?
Have they tamed you,
Yeah, and they're like, "Yeah."
always been docile?
Yeah, and they're always like, you don't feel the rage of battle in your blood, like you don't feel it in your heart. You don't want to fucking go and punch somebody right now.
Well, the funny
And Worf's
thing
like,
is,
I do.
the creepier looking guy says, "Does it make you gentle?" Which is a way that's talking about castrating a horse, like when you gentle. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Right. And so and they're basically, he's like, "Why do you mock me?" And they're like, "Why do you wish to anger me?" And he goes, "Well, we just want to make sure you still can get angry." Cut to
Jeez.
sick bay, the Klingons writhing in agony. Cut back to dinner, and they really fucking you can tell that they've just been bullying Worf this whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, Worf hasn't even touched his gah.
Yeah, it's funny how the what is it? The food compactor thing was just like, "Oh, I know exactly what you want."
The food replicator. The food
It's a
compactor. It
thing.
makes little cubes. It compacts it into little cubes. That's what they were
They'd
in
have more
in the
cubes.
old days.
Right.
So they reach out, or they
Replicator.
over the intercom they hear Crusher saying, "This guy's gonna die. You should get
He's
down
dead.
here. He's beyond my shit."
Yeah, you should do final wishes.
And this is where we find out a little bit more about Klingon culture, because as the
Yes.
guy's dying, one of the other Klingons hold his eyes open so that they can see like the second when he
Jeez.
fucking dies, and then they start screaming, the two Klingons, and then Worf screams as well. And all the people are like, "Oh, fucking screaming Klingons is weird." And then they
Yeah.
stop screaming, and he's like, they're like, "What do you want to do with the body?" And they're like, "He's garbage now. He's just a vessel."
Yeah, he goes, he was just
I
a
missed
vessel
that the
now.
first time. So they're like, "He's just a vessel now. You can do whatever the fuck you want." And the two Klingons takes the piece of the dead guy's boot.
Yes.
Which that
and then
will
you
be
hear
important
dun,
later.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, and because these Klingons are cowards. Like, no, Klingons would not use a hidden weapon like that.
Yeah,
Klingons
that
would
feels
not.
a little
It feels
Criminal-ish.
espionage, right?
little crime written.
Feels
a little bit.
espionage. And this is where Worf tells them his story. He was on a space station. Everybody was killed. He was found by Federation
he was
people.
Left for dead.
He was before the age of inclusion. And they're basically like, "Oh, wow, so you're not even a real Klingon."
Yeah, and I guess he was raised in a farming colony.
And they
his,
have a lot to say about that, I
And his
tell you.
parents were both super, I don't know, they seem super nice. Don't they show up later in the
Yeah.
show too? And
Yeah,
Worf's
they're
like,
chill.
"Oh, I'm so embarrassed by my family."
They're chill. They're like,
And,
"You have
yeah.
not spent much time among your own kind." And he's like, "Hardly none."
So they're just talking about like intrinsic, emotions of being a Klingon. They're like, do you just want to wake up out of your bed and just run out in the night and fucking kill some shit?
Yeah, right. Eat fucking living worms, you little bitch. Hey, whoa.
And then, they just start like...
They're like, you were never
like,
among the humans. They bullied you, much like we're doing. Anywhere. They ostracized you. They called you names. They called you Ridgehead and Slicehead and Ridgy Slicehead. We know. And so they're obviously working on Worf, right? Mm-hmm. They said they demanded that you change the one thing you cannot change. Yeah, and because you needed to, therefore you did change it. And it's like, what?
What? Yeah, they're buttering him up. They're buttering him up with these fancy Andrew Tate-ish verbs.
Right? They are. They are like manosphere.
Yeah, they're like, you're not part of the crew. They're isolating you, man.
And he said,
gotta stand up for yourself, dog.
And this is where this commander goes, this guy goes, look, you said I mock you. I do not. I salute you. I mean, we did mock you, but... And they're like, who do you test yourself against as an enemy in battle? And he's like, I've been in battle. And he's like, I understand battle. And they're like, then they basically say, look, we all know that this alliance with the Federation is fucking bullshit. And they're gentling us all. They're cutting all of our balls off. It's like a living death to warriors like us.
Yeah, we're not true Klingons because we're not doing more battles.
And then this is where they reveal that they were fighting a Klingon ship.
Yeah, and Worf was like, you did not kill the Ferengi.
It was sent to bring them back because they'd escaped because they are criminals. Dissidents. They're criminals. They want to fight against the Federation Klingon alliance because it's an illusion of peace. They traded our birthright so they could die in their sleep. That's what that's what the wider-faced Klingon says, right? So then he's like, for now, can you show us around your ship? They're basically like,
are you serious? You really expect me to do that? They're like, yeah.
Don't tell anybody what we said, and then just kind of show us around a little bit, right? And then on the bridge, Picard is like, so Data, what do you think about these Klingons? They got weird heads, huh? And he's like, Captain, there's a ship on the sensor. And now there's a ship approaching that's about, how long is it away? How far away? It's like a day or something.
Yeah, it's a couple of hours actually away, and they're just saying that that's really strange that someone's coming to the neutral zone at that same point.
Right, because there's a lot. Space is
a neutral
big.
Zone. Yeah, and space is huge.
They're outside the neutral zone. Space big.
And then right as Worf shows the other Klingons, the engineering room and stuff, they're all like, "Oh my gosh, we're just gonna take over our instincts, Our instincts will be we'll just do the old way and stuff. And
they're like, man, imagine if we took over this ship, how many motherfuckers we could fuck with.
And Worf was like, maybe you should leave those ideas where they belong, which is like the past.
Yeah, you're a little old-timey, motherfuckers.
This is a little weird.
And this is where Data explains they're all talking about Klingons, and Picard is like, yelling after he died is fucking crazy. And he goes, and Data goes, it was a warning to the heavens that a Klingon warrior is about to arrive. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's bomb.
Yeah, and Data even says, we might have been the first outsiders to even see that, to be honest.
Also, I'm a robot.
Like, that's kind of cool.
Also, I'm a robot. And it's a Klingon bird of prey that's coming after him. They open their hailing frequencies, and this is where we get Commander Khaneera, who is the Klingon who's coming to get these criminals.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
these
you have
separatists.
These fuckers on your ship. What's going on?
Do you have a couple of separatist fuckers on your fucking ship, bro? And I love that in the background you see the Federation symbol behind the guy, and it's got Klingon writing on it, and then the Klingon symbol. So that's like, because that's the alliance. Those are the flags of the Klingon and Federation alliance. And he goes, that's all that's left of the cruiser, a cog. And he's like, they were not off the cruiser. They were from the freighter Barris. And this is where Captain Chorus, this is where this guy explains, look, they're fucking criminals. Whatever they told you was bullshit. They killed their own Klingons. As soon as we're in transporter range, they took over that freighter.
Yeah, they took over that
freighter. They killed all those people. Mm-hmm. And then that's what blew up. So,
and then they were flying into the neutral zone.
as soon as we get into transporter range, you're going to send us those criminals. That's what old Commander Kanira said. And then this is where they're like, wait, those Klingons have access to the battle bridge.
Yeah, what's going on? They're just Worf's walking them around.
Yeah, I don't think they're not worried about. I like how they're never really worried about Worf.
Yeah, they're just like, he can handle himself.
Tasha Yar does a little bit of racism at some point here.
What did she say?
Tasha Yar does some racism here after they catch him, but basically the security team goes down to say, hey, look, Worf, step aside. They're actually criminals. They're here to get picked up by their dad.
And immediately the Klingons, one of them is like, Worf, look.
Fight with
don't you
us.
see? They're already coming after us.
Join us. Let's take over the ship. And Worf cuts the commercial, but he doesn't do it. And then a little girl runs out, right? And the Klingon picks up the little girl, and
like,
Tasha Yar's
God.
like, we got a hostage situation on deck 17. And then the Klingon looks like, hostage situation? And he puts the kid down, and they're like, no, we got it taken care of. There's no hostage situation. And then after they walk, the security team walks the Klingons away.
Yep.
Yar looks at Worf and says, God, I thought we were going to have a real problem there. And Worf is like, what do you mean? And she's like, well,
the kid.
That kid, And he's like, Klingons do not take hostages. That is not an honorable way to do battle. And I thought that she was talking about like, man, Worf, I was worried for a second you were going to join him. I like how they kind of faked us out.
I thought that too, yeah.
Like, man, you know what, Worf? I thought you might have been tempted by those fellow blade faces. And so the Klingons, they get in the brig, they get behind a force field, which, as we know, have never failed, right? And the two Klingons look at each other and they nod ominously.
And then they don't get to work yet on their little weapon.
No, they don't put together their secret coward weapon yet.
So funny.
I love it. So Worf heads to the bridge, and he's basically asking the captain to not turn them over just straight up, because he goes, they're going to be tried and executed. And Picard's like, I know, but like, Lieutenant, understand, I am not mindful of the mixed feelings. I'm not mindful of the mixed feelings that you must have, but we gotta fucking give them.
Yeah, well, it's their job to, do what they will with the criminals as well.
Right. And Picard says, we're going to see what we can do. Riker comments that Worf seems to be taking it pretty well. Worf then asks for permission to address the Klingon vessel on behalf of the Enterprise. He's like, I know it is against standard procedure, but there's something I must say.
And so Picard's like, all right, whatever.
He basically says he's going to plead. He pleads to this guy, and the guy says, you waste your time. Their actions threaten the Alliance. They disobeyed and must be punished. And Worf is like, they must be punished, but definitely. Come on, man. Put them on a barren planet and just let them die fighting a dinosaur.
Yeah, have them die with honor.
Yeah, right? What burns in their eyes fires my soul. He's like, I hear their words and I see it all as it was, us fighting Targs.
And he still is nostalgic for the past.
Yeah, and this Commander Kinnear is like, I get it. He's like, when one of us dies that way, it diminishes us all when they die in prison, right?
Right.
So we don't want to do that. But we await the transfer. We can't. I'd rather they die with honor. Believe me. Like, hey, nobody wants to see them die with honor more than me, Commander Kanira. But there's just nothing we can do. My hands are tied. I don't know. And then we see the sequence of Commander Chorus and Lieutenant Kamal assembling. They're like taking off pieces of their armor and like
and
pulling out
a
hair tie, a piece of his shoe, and they put.
They put this little light in the shoe, and then the light goes on the end. So it looks like they put two juice boxes together with like straws.
And then they've got like nipples.
And then, they got like light nipples that come at the end of the
and he holds
straws.
it. He's like, oh yeah, these nipples. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, and then they got a little handle and stuff, and then they put their belts together, and it makes like this little gun.
Yep. And then they disrupt the force field, and they kill one of the guards.
Yeah, immediately.
Another guard comes out. He ducks, shoots a few times. He gets one of the Klingons.
And he shoots him twice or three times. In fact,
he kills him. He's dead.
Yeah,
that guy's dead now.
him.
And then boom, so's that guy.
Yeah,
So
it's like
so far one of the Klingons is dead already, and we've got like 10 minutes left of the episode. Two of them are dead. One was already kind of dead when he got there. I wasn't counting him, but two of the main ones that have been acting.
yes.
And then Yar shows up, and she's like, "Oh my God, Chorus is on the loose! Oh my God, Commander Chorus is on the loose! Lieutenant Kamal is dead." And
Picard's
also we've got
him, get that shit going.
We've got two of our own motherfuckers dead. Oh my God. And then they're talking. They're like, "Look, Captain, there's a short delay. We hate to say this, but Chorus has escaped." And they're like, and I like how this guy, Commander Kinnear, is like, Commander Kinnear's like, "He's a trained Klingon warrior, Captain. We can come over and help you." And he's like, No. Picard's like, we'll get it. Mm-hmm. And I can tell that Kinnear is like, ooh, maybe these guys will get a chance to die with honor.
Yeah.
And this fucking clown, dude.
Yeah, he does get a little excited because he's like, yeah, they're very skilled.
So what does Commander Chorus do?
Chorus goes to the engine room, and then he points the gun at the antimatter. What is it called? The middle of the ship.
The dilithium core.
The dilithium chamber. Right?
Yeah. He's pointing a warp core. He's pointing the gun at the warp core.
The antimatter and the matter mixes and all that shit.
Oh, at the dilithium crystal chamber.
Geez.
Right?
But it's a warp core, basically.
Yeah, it's part of the warp core.
Yeah.
Everybody shut up. Hey, everybody shut the fuck up.
Chamber. There we go.
We'll call it whatever the fuck we want. I'm not even
but
we don't even get emails
of antimatter and matter, and it's got to be perfect, right? If the ratio's off or whatever, they blow up.
Well, we know that the only ratio is 1:1.
It's got to be.
So if you shoot it with a phaser, that fucks up that 1:1.
Exactly.
Oh, so many great
it's kind
HD,
of like this awkward hostage situation.
So many great HD remastered shots of the ship just floating out there. I love it.
And so then, basically, Chorus is like, I ain't gonna talk to anybody else but Worf. Get him here now. And so Worf walks in and he goes,
"I'll blow this ship to hell."
Yeah. And so then Worf and Picard are like talking to Yar about what to do. And Yar's like, "Look, we're gonna chill and let him cool off and relax." And Worf's like, he's Klingon. He doesn't see the logic in that. Like he has the advantage. He knows he does right now, and he would be willing to blow the ship up. And Yar's like, "Are you serious? He'd die if the ship blew up."
Now,
and he goes, "Yeah, that's his pride. That's the Klingon way. Like he's serious." So
I feel like I have to mention. I feel like I have to mention at this point that. These Klingons have not taken over the ship, like the synopsis would have us believe. No, they are just like
point when he has any control, but that's when he puts his life at risk as well.
Right? And so Chorus and Worf have this heart to heart, and it's beautiful, right? Worf is just like, "Look, man,
this is the home run. This is the big part of the writing, you know."
Yep. And basically, this guy's saying, "I'd rather you and I die here." We're going to demand rather than die here, we're going to demand that Captain Picard let us use the battle bridge. That's the bridge a Klingon wants, the battle one, right? And then we're going to fly around and just fuck shit up, and take over the galaxy. And he's like, Worf is like, "Captain Picard's not going to let you do that." And he's like, "How can he refuse? I'm going to blow up the fucking shit."
And he's like, "There's literally only one of me. Like, how is everybody on the ship gonna go with this?"
Yeah, this guy is really.
Your brother already died.
This guy is very kooky, and Worf is just like, Worf is just like, "Dude, come on, you're gonna." I've tasted your heart, Worf. You have been with them, but you are still one of us. I fucking love it.
Yeah, he keeps bringing up like it's in your blood. Like, do not. Why are you resisting? Like, your instincts and your natural intuition. And Worf goes, "Look, it's not. It's you who doesn't see like what's going on. You look for battles in the wrong places," which is great. It's a great line.
Yep.
And he also says after that, the better line: "The true test of the warrior is not without; it's within."
Here is where we meet the challenge.
And he's beating his chest. And
it is the weaknesses in here a warrior must overcome.
So it's like basically it's the PTSD you got to get over, and like being a stronger person, and like being
I
a stronger
love
person
it, dude.
means trusting someone, being like, it's like positive masculinity vibes, you know? It's like You have to deal with it internally and face your internal issues and fears head on. And I feel like you should be open-minded too, which is what Worf is already doing by being on the ship.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I love how basically the Commander Chorus is like, fuck woke.
Yeah.
Like he's basically just like, the Klingon Empire has gone woke.
Yeah. And he goes, these humans, they've sucked the Klingon out of your heart. You are weak like them.
Your blood has no fire.
And he just screams, I don't care what you look like. You are no Klingon.
And then he says, perhaps not, and just shoots the guy's ass.
Like, okay.
Wait, why does he fall through that? He just falls through a floor.
Yeah.
But why does he fall through the floor? Because you can't fall over? Like, what if somebody tripped up there? So,
I know.
So this guy, Worf shoots him through his guts. And then the guy falls. And he falls he just falls over through Yeah, through like a glass floor, like if you're at the observation at the Willis Tower or the Sears Tower. But like, so I guess.
Right through it.
So what if you're a person in engineering? Glass. You're a person in engineering. You slip on something. There's some engineering goo on the floor. You slip. You fall forward like I did at the disc golf course I broke my ribs.
You fall 2 floors instead of 1.
What if I work? What if I'm in engineering and I've eaten my rosin gummy for the day because it's getting to the end of my shift. It kicks in. I replicated a rosin gum. Oh, wouldn't that be great? We could just replicate a rosin. They do that on the Orville. So she goes marijuana brownie or something because she's got to go see her
like that
old
meme
in-laws
too. That's in Orville where he's like 1,000 cigarettes.
Yes. Yeah.
And the guy goes, I love when the alien, he's like, I feel like I've been holding something my entire life and I just set it down.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, yeah, that does describe the feeling of the first thing.
Right. So this guy falls and he is dying.
He falls 2 floors. He falls a whole floor. He falls a whole balcony.
That was not a Klingon-proof piece of glass. It was like he fell through a coffee table. Yeah. It was like he fell.
It's like candy glass.
And then Worf pulls his eyes open and he watches the light.
Cursed.
He watches the light leave his eyes.
Well, I feel like it's a way
his death rattle.
And
he goes. It's his death rattle.
And I feel like it's a way of the Klingons for them to face their death, to like see everything and like for them to experience the light coming out of their eyes, and for the Klingon to see their light coming out of their eyes.
It's to make sure that they're dead. If I was them, because it's like Picard, Yar, a couple other people standing around, Worf would start, and I'd go, ah! Like I'd do it too. Like it'd be so funny. And then everybody looks at you like, nah, dude. No, that's not for us. That's not FUBU. And so Worf then says, "Hey, Captain Khaneera, everybody's dead." And he goes, "Oh, so they did die with honor." And then Commander Khaneera is like, "Worf, you're pretty kick-ass. When you're done with your service on the Enterprise," Worf says that they died an honorable death. And he goes, "When your tour of duty on the Enterprise is complete, I would be honored for you to consider serving with us." And then Worf is like, "Thank you." And then everybody's just watching him.
Everyone's like, what?
Like watching Worf. He just got offered a job. And Worf walks back and he goes, "Thank you. I will consider it." And then he walks back and everybody's like, "Worf." And he goes, "What? I was just being polite."
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, nice,
polite Klingon. Oh, that's so funny. He was just being polite. And then
Picard says a really nice thing. He's like, "Hey, Miss Worf, by the way, the bridge wouldn't be the same without you."
Oh, and we didn't talk about how, yes, very sweet. They love Worf. They love their Worf.
Worf's like, "I wouldn't think about it any other way, sir."
One thing...
and they dip.
This is my home. This is my family. I am Worf, son of Moog. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
HD remastering doesn't do a lot of favors for Worf's fake beard and stuff. There's a lot of raggedy spirit gum that you see. There's a lot of looks like when I had a beard in high school on stage,
patches
kind of thing. So there you go. What did you think? That was Heart of Glory.
That was one of the better episodes of the season.
It's good,
it's
dude.
Really, really good.
It's good.
The beginning was whack in the sense of we had this awkward forced Geordi scene. And they just don't bring it up later.
That's done. I bet they come back to it later in the series. But
oh, hey, it turned off, and it's like, oh, I'm surprised it worked this much anyways. It's like maybe a minute less.
It was just Picard
maybe
going,
a minute or two less would have been cool.
It was just Picard going, I'm confused by what I'm looking at, Geordi. How can I?
And then Geordi's comparison of like, oh, I mean, how do you isolate a noise in a loud room, right? You just focus on it, I guess. And it's like, yeah, well, we need something to phase this data out, so that doesn't matter anyways. It just doesn't matter. Like, it didn't contribute to the mission. I mean, maybe the metal fracturing stuff, but after that, though, it does really kick off with the Klingons, and that you see Worf learning more about the Klingons, and there's world expanding, and I guess it makes
we
it's
learn
kind of
about
like a character
Klingons.
Study. It's more of like, Worf too, and how
Geordi.
Geordi too, yes, and it's Worf like confronting his past too. Especially since we got that build up with the last episode. Was it the last episode of Worf talking about like, hey, I have to deal with my inner conflicts every day.
Yeah, he
like,
says
I don't
that
trust other people.
he says that to Wesley Crusher.
Right, he talks to Wesley about it, and it's like kicking off. It kind of bounces off of that episode of that idea of like, yeah, you're still gonna want to do some of these things that are fucked up, but it's not logistically possible. Like, you need to you have responsibilities, like you have life, like you need to trust other people in order to like get your goals accomplished, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's this whole weird Klingon mentality of like them always wanting to go to war or always wanting to fight someone. It was kind of giving that episode of the animated series when it was like a weird, funky Ocean's 11. Yeah, and it was a bird. And it was like, I just want to commit a genocide and just, start a war. And like, that's how wars are. And it's like, that's not the point,
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then the best part is when Worf was like, it's about you internally. And that's what runs back to Deep Space Nine and how, I forgot who was asking him, but it was, the captain of Deep Space Nine. It was his kid. Someone was asking Sisko's kid, hey, like, what do you humans do now? Like, now that you could replicate everything, like, money doesn't really matter on your planet. It was a Ferengi, actually, I think, was talking to Sisko's kid. Sisko's kid was like, oh, now we're just studying, like, philosophy, and we're focusing more on the arts, and we're focused more on, like, psychology and, like, what's in the mind and, like, how humans came to be and, like, all that shit. And it's like, yeah, that's like not the next thing, but I just feel like that's always been a thing. People just figuring out the internal struggle, like, why are we conscious? What the hell's going on? Right? And I think that's cool that Worf kind of interpreted that of like, that's what it is to be mature, like it's you don't need to care about everybody else. You need to care about like yourself.
And Worf often
not without within,
Worf often shows himself to be like a warrior philosopher. Like, he doesn't just want battle. He understands he's tempered by his humanity from being raised human, and it's good. He's a lot, even though he's not like human genetically like Spock is, he's a lot like Spock in that he's like 1 foot in one culture, 1 foot in another culture.
True.
I thought that it was there's a lot of very good like remastered shots in this, not just of the ship but like of the lighting, and I mean it does bad things for like Worf's like for his like makeup and stuff, but it does a lot of good character lighting that they clearly remastered. I think it's like, stop telling him about saucer sep. We didn't cover it. We fast forwarded through that scene, but Worf says, actually, the Enterprise kicks fucking ass if the saucer separates. They can really zip around and shoot shit. And they're like, oh, very interesting.
Yeah, right. And it's like, here, you just do it like this.
I thought it was dumb that they did the Geordi stuff. It was like the episode was short or something. And then it's like, just use a camera, you dips. Just put a fucking camera in there. The dummies are Klingon supremacists, basically. And I love the warning the dead that a Klingon warrior is about to arrive.
That's one of the best like trivias. Best parts. I think.
Didn't like that Worf went to bat for these shit nuts when he's like,
you
shouldn't kill them. I mean, they should just go. They should have a paradise death where they die on a rough planet.
Not a Yeah, he was kind of. I think it was more of
killed by a
him
space
trying
bug.
to appeal to his like. Not Worfness. I was about to say Worfness.
The Klingonness.
Yeah, of him, of his race. But I think the way I relate to it too is like being a first generation immigrant of like, coming from another country, and it's like you have your half in the past, or you have that like traditional like stuff that you have from the country you came from, and then you have, the culture here, and then it's like you have to divide like what you care about, and then there's some people that are like more one way, more the other, and it's just trying to find that balance. And I think that's what Worf was kind of trying to say.
And it's also, as my wife astutely
But
pointed
obviously,
out,
Star Trek is like more extreme, right?
Well,
I'm not saying that.
no, that's right.
People
Because
just want to go to war.
no, they're definitely making those illusions because, like, my wife pointed out that it's like Native American kids that get raised by white people, kind of.
Jeez,
you know. So no, I liked it. I did think that it was weird that the Klingons were so Klingon, but we have a hidden laser gun. That's cowardly.
Yeah.
I did love the weapon assemblies.
Yeah.
Sequence,
But
and then
that's how you know they're criminals, right? At that point, you're like, oh, they're kind of trying to stab their back here.
Yeah, definitely. They're criminals. I mean, I knew they were criminals because they lied
story
one
was
time.
quick.
Their story was like, no,
Yeah, they like just laid it out perfectly.
I knew they were criminals because I read the Paramount Plus synopsis of the episode that said they'd take over, and they never did. So what? How many double
like, nipple things?
double nipple lasers do you give this out of 5?
I would honestly give this. This is. I mean, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's like a 4.5, 4.75.
Wow, that's more than I was going to say.
I really
a 4.
liked this episode.
I was going to say a 4. I liked
This
it a
is a
lot.
must-watch, so
I love
I think.
Worf. It definitely is. It gives us a lot of background on Klingons.
Yeah.
We get a lot of good Worf stuff. We get good guest actors. Everybody, well, this is how Klingons talk. I just love it.
And then just a little trivia too about Klingons with them howling for the dead and all that shit, or they're warning the dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
rips.
pretty badass.
That's very badass.
But
Klingon versus Predator.
yeah.
Worf versus Predator. Let's go.
I just I like the aspect of Worf finally kind of just acting polite for the sake of it and all that. And just I don't know, there's a lot of good growth.
Great.
It was a very nice character growthy episode.
Good stuff.
I enjoyed it.
And that is our discussion of Heart of Glory, which brings us to our final segment of the week. Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things. What do you got for us, Al?
October, last year I hit every day with like a scary movie or whatever.
Oh.
But somehow every year, I guess I end up watching this movie. I don't know why. Because it's like not the best movie in the world, but it's the most interesting to talk about. I feel it's Cube. Have you heard of it?
I've watched it a long time ago.
I'm on a binge of like post-apocalyptic.
That's where they're in a cube,
totally
right?
Fucked movies.
That's like it's a horror movie where they're in a cube.
That's it. That's all I want to say about it. But it's like it's 5 or 6 people in the cube, and they're just trying to figure out how to get out of a cube. And there's like cube rooms. And it's kind of akin to Saw.
One person gets their head cut off by a cube door.
It's like what's it called? My little review for my friends was like, there's cool deaths, and there's some interesting psychological stuff that happens. But for the most of it, it is like the weirdest.
I feel like that was made by a goofball. I think. Hold on. Who made this?
I don't know. It's like they could have made it better, but I don't exactly know how. I don't really like have enough screenwriting skills to write out of that hole, but it's like just such a non like it's scary but it's not kind of thing. But again, it's just more interesting to talk about like the theories behind the cube or what it is or what it could be.
It's the guy that directed Splice, where fucking what's his name has sex with that weird alien thing they made.
Weird. And then The Tall Grass too. Again, that's another movie. It's not that it's like a nothing burger, but it's kind of like, whoa, this is so crazy. Like it's such an initial cool idea, but then the ending is terrible. But then somehow I watch it every year because I want to show somebody else like, isn't this so ridiculous? Like
in The Tall Grass, I'll have to watch it.
You need to watch In the Tall Grass. Yeah, that one's entertaining. But
watch that shit.
it's
Patrick Wilson.
It's like so
I
bad
see.
it's good territory. That's what it
Okay,
is. And
I'll
same with Cube. That's what I'll
request-
recommend. Cube
I'll
and In the Tall Grass. I'll recommend those two.
Excellent.
They're
And
both good, solid, like horror in the sense of like, whoa, this is fucking weird.
and directed by Vincenzo Natali.
Vincenzo
Natali.
I should watch more of his movies because it's
Yeah.
just like this weird little.
You can watch plays,
It's a itch in my brain where it's like this isn't like great.
You
But
can
it's
watch,
like, why did they make this?
You can watch.
You know?
You can watch Adrian Brody have sex with a little
Oh,
little
God.
gremlin that he
No.
genetically engineered. It's
Jesus
fucking absolutely
Christ.
foul. I hate it.
What
I
the
hate it so
fuck?
much. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, give Cube a shot though.
Okay,
I don't
I'll
know.
check it out. I'll
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
that
yeah.
because I watch scary movies. Like I just watched all the
They're just-
Screams.
it's just entertaining. Like what's the other one?
I just watched all the Screams, and that was good.
There was one that I saw randomly on Netflix. I was just fast forwarding through it, but it's like 100 people in a room, and there's like an orb in the middle, and like this orb like zaps a person every couple of seconds, and they have to like pick. I forgot what it was called. It was god awful.
Sounds like a fast forwarder to me. I am going to. I am going to
scenario like that.
I am going to recommend One Punch Man. I haven't watched the new season yet, but I'm rewatching the first season, and I know the second season is bad because I did not really like it. I finished it, but I didn't like it. But I'm encouraged because Mappa, the company that's making season 3, they're the folks that did Attack on Titan and like a bunch of other very good shit that I like.
Big stuff.
Big stuff. Yeah. So check out One Punch Man. Check out Cube and In the Tall Grass. And come back next week when we're going to be discussing Star Trek: The Next Generation episode. The Arsenal of The Arsenal of Freedom.
What the hell?
Right? We're going to figure what the hell, Tim Robbins.
That's not
Tim Robinson. So The Arsenal of Freedom. Come on back next week. Do everything in the bumper. Thanks for listening to the pod. Bye.
Peace.
Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget...